Hi Stampers, I'm Sandy Hancock and I want to welcome you to Utterly Awesome Stamping. Last weekend I had some friends over for an open house, my stamping open house, and several of them brought a stash of cards that they'd been stamping and wanted to just share their ideas with me. Well, one of the women, Bonnie, brought a card called a bookfold card. I don't know if you've ever seen it or not, but it has a spine and it opens like this. Hers also had designer paper on the front. And I thought, wow, I'd really like to try that. Now, if you're a stamper and you've been stamping for a while, you probably have quite a stash of designer paper. And this is going to be an opportunity for you to actually cut into it instead of just look at it and make some really pretty cards. Okay, so let's reposition the camera and I will show you. Let's see, do we need that down a little bit more? Are we good? There we go. I think we're good. Okay, so once again, let me just show you. This is the Forever Greenery designer paper. It's mounted on Pretty Peacock and the layer is Pear Pizzazz. And then I have another one that uses exactly the same layers. It's also out of the Forever Greenery designer paper. This is available. So even though the dies that go with Forever Green, am I saying that right? Forever Fern designer bundle, the dies are not in yet to the company, but the set is in and the designer papers are in. Here's one more with the Forever Greenery. This time it's mounted on shaded spruce with a layer of just jade. Beautiful. Okay, then I veered off and totally did Pampered Pets because I love this suite. The ribbon is from the suite, and then the little bone comes in the trinkets. It also has a heart and one other, which I can't remember at the moment. The hearts are from Stitched Be Mine. And then I cut the rectangle out with the Stitched So Sweetly dies, which I absolutely love. Okay, so let me show you what you'll need to make this card. You're going to need a piece of 11 by 4 1/4. Then you're going to need an inside piece of white, which is going to be 4 inches square. Then the layer for the top is 4 inches square. This is Pear Pizzazz. And then the designer paper is going to be 3 3/4 inches square. Then the little pieces for the spine, this is 1 inch by 4 inches. And then the spine is 1/4 inch less. So 3 3/4 by 3/4. The two little pieces, like I mentioned, for the front come out of the Stitched So Sweetly. So there you go. All right, let's get started. I'm going to pull out my Simply Scored, and I'm going to score this 11 1/4 by 4 1/4 piece at 4 1/4, and oops, I just scored it at 5 1/4. We'll do it at 5 1/2. I don't think it will show because it's going to be on the spine. Okay, so let's remove this. Be sure to get your bone folder and fold this really precisely, more precisely than I actually scored it. There we go. And then we'll flip it over for the spine. Yes, my extra little score there is going to be totally covered up, and don't laugh because you've probably done exactly the same thing, right? Here we go. All right, I'm going to take my 4 inch square piece of designer paper, of white cardstock, hello, and put it inside. So when you open your spine, this is what you're going to see. And that gives you plenty of room to write. And then for the front, we're going to put the designer paper, which again is 3 3/4 inches, onto the 4 inch square. And then this is going to go onto the front. Right there. Now the spine, as I mentioned, well, the spine is 1 inch It doesn't matter if you layer it first and then put it on. And this is going to totally cover up that little boo-boo that I just made. Yay. And then we are going to add the designer paper, which is, again, 3/4 of an inch. Of course, I added that on a little bit crooked, which can make me crazy. So we'll fix it. Okay, so now we are ready to just finish off the card. Okay, so simple. Designer papers. Like I say, I'm sure you have quite a bit of it. All right, so now we're going to layer the white label from Stitched So Sweetly onto the peacock. And then, as I often do, I don't really want to add dimensionals to this. I don't need it that high. So I'm just going to take cardstock. This is the new cinnamon, but I had an odd looking piece, and I thought I'll just cut up the odd looking shape that I had left over and use it for the front, like that. And then I'm using Well Written. Let me show you this set. Okay, it's 14 words with 10 extra embellishments. Happy, you, thanks, baby, hooray, love, groom, friends, bride, welcome, miss, birthday, wishes, and sympathy. So you can say thank you, love you, miss you, happy birthday, welcome, on and on. And they, yeah, so there's 24 altogether. They just come like this, and they're flowers and all kinds of fun little things. Bird, butterfly. It's a lot of fun to own this, and I would really encourage you to consider adding that to your stash if you don't have it already. Okay, now, one little challenge here. This says thanks, and I don't want to say thanks you, so I'm just going to cut off the S, and voila, perfect, exactly what I want. So I'm going to add the thank to the label. Then I'm going to put a little bit of this on the U, and we'll add the U to the label. And then I'm going to take these gorgeous blue adhesive-backed gems. They're absolutely gorgeous. These are kind of blue-green like peacock, and these are more just blue. So I'm going to take the blue-green, since we're working with blue-green. Just put one in the corner to give it a little pop. All right, so now under the spine, we're going to add 16 inches of this reversible ribbon. It is so beautiful. It's peacock on one side and old olive on the other side. And I would like to have the peacock show, so I'm going to put the peacock down, and then as I twist this around, yes, you too would love tying a bow in front of so many people. Okay, let's try that one more time. Okay, so we're going to twist it around, put it through, make sure that the blue is actually what's going to pull. There we go. Not bad. Okay, now, well, I have one side blue and one side green, but you know what? I'm actually okay with that. I think it's kind of pretty. And then we're going to trim off. And then if you want it to lay down a little bit, or if it's not going exactly the direction that you want it to go, I just add a little glue dot under the ribbon somewhere, and then it helps it to lay down. Okay, and do I want that? There we go. Okay, super cute. Now we're all done, except that we need to put some something to adhere the binding. So all we're going to do is open it up, add some tear and tape along the, not the 5.5 inch score, but the score that's 4 1/4. So we'll just pull off the backing, press it down, and there you go. Now the spine is closed. There you go. All right, so be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel to see lots of new ideas coming your way. And then visit my blog if you want the details for all the cards that I make. So www.sandystamper.com. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll look forward to having you next time.